Female reproductive system consists of a pair of ovaries lying in the 13th segment. Okay, female reproductive system, it is present, that is consisting of ovaries present in 13th segment. Each ovary has finger-like projections which contain ova in linear series. And ovarian funnels are present beneath the ovaries which continue into oviducts. So ovary, below that is ovarian funnels, and ovarian funnels continue into oviducts. And oviducts from both the sides join together and open on the ventral side as a single median female genital pore in the 14th segment. Spermathecae or seminal receptacles are three pairs lying in segments 7, 8, and 9, opening to the exterior on the ventral side between 6 and 7, 7 and 8, and 8 and 9 segment. They receive spermatozoa from the partner and store during copulation. Okay, so I'm going back to the picture. So because this is a hermaphrodite animal having both male and female reproductive organs. So these are the ovaries, okay, ovaries, and these are the funnel, okay, oviducal funnel, and below that is the oviduct, and oviduct on both the sides they join together and open outside through female genital pore. Okay, so this is about it, and these are the three pairs of structures which are called spermathecae, and the spermathecae is to receive the sperms, okay, that is spermatozoa from the partner, and these spermatozoa received into the spermathecae, and they are stored, okay, in the chambers. It's a three paired structure spermathecae, so they are stored during copulation. They are received and collected, and they are kept there or stored there in spermatheca itself. Okay, so this is about female and male reproductive system. So we'll discuss now the process of reproduction in earthworm. A mutual exchange of sperms occurs between two worms during mating. So what happens is a mutual exchange of sperms occurs during two worms during mating. Though both the sex organs are present in the same individual, it is always cross fertilization due to maturation of the testis earlier. Okay, this is what we discussed earlier. So what happens is one worm has to find another worm and they mate juxtaposing opposite, okay, gonadal openings, exchanging the sperms. So they lie in this position during mating, juxtaposing, that is opposite side. Okay, okay, so not head to head. Okay, it is at the opposite side, so that the gonadal openings can meet, so that exchange of sperms can takes place. So mature egg cells in the nutritive fluid are deposited in the cocoons. Okay, so I said in spermathecae where sperms are collected, and apart from it, egg cells will be present in the cocoons itself. That is in the clitella region. Okay, in clitellum, cocoons are formed. So what happens is there is a nutritive fluid present in the cocoon. So in that, egg cells are deposited. Okay, and so what happens is after that, during mating, that is from the partner earthworm, sperms are collected. Already I told, sperms are collected and stored in spermathecae. So from this spermathecae, the partner sperms will be received into the cocoons. Okay, so that what happens is inside the cocoons, this fertilization occurs between egg cells with the sperms. So fertilization and development both occur within the cocoons, which are deposited in the soil. Later on, the cocoons are shed into the soil. After 2 to 3 weeks, each cocoon produces baby earthworms. So it takes 2 to 3 weeks for the cocoon to produce baby earthworms. Development is direct and no larva is formed during development. So direct, the type of development is direct. Okay, no larval forms are produced. So this is the life cycle of earthworms. Lamphito mauriti begins its life cycle from the fertilized eggs. The eggs are held in a protective cocoon. These cocoons have an incubation period of about 14 to 18 days, after which they hatch to release juveniles. Lamphito mauriti begins its life cycle from the fertilized eggs. The eggs are held in a protective cocoon, and cocoons have an incubation period of about 14 to 18 days, after which they are hatched to release juveniles. the juveniles undergo changes, that is young ones. Okay, they undergo changes into non-clitellate forms. So first formed young ones, juveniles are non-clitellate form, that is they will not have clitellar region. So this is what is happening during the phase 1. So after about 15 days, it develops a clitellum. So this is called a clitellate form. So initially, juveniles are called non-clitellate forms because they don't have clitellum, and in phase 2, they develop clitellum. So it is called clitellate form. And at the end of the growth phase 2. So this is that is formation of clitellum. It occurs during the growth phase 2. It takes 15 to 17 days to complete. And the last phase is reproductive stage. Earthworms copulate and later shed their cocoons in the soil after about 10 days. So maximum of 60 days it takes. Life cycle of Lampita mauriti takes about 60 days to complete. Okay, so life cycle to complete its life cycle, Lampita mauriti, it takes about 60 days. Okay, so 15 days for the first phase, another 15 to 70 days for the second phase, and reproductive stage it takes another 30 days. So totally it takes about 60 days to complete. Okay, so with that we will finish that, and a small part is it's about earthworms that we will discuss later on. Okay, thank you.